Okay, it's been funny. It's been a funny joke, right? The slightly biased curse. I'm now starting to grow a little bit concerned with how powerful it seems to be. Budenholzer's got to take a timeout. They're getting doubled up. I'm already doing it right now. They just look like shit. I'm putting them in the danger zone already. You can just tell the way the energy is in this stadium and just the way the teams look. I just don't see it at all tonight for the Bucks. It looks absolutely awful right now. Absolutely awful. It just looks terrible. The Bucks were down by 16 at the end of the first quarter, so I don't feel all that bad for using the slightly biased, the danger zone and putting the curse upon the Suns, because this was apparently the second largest comeback after the first quarter in finals history. I kind of find that hard to believe, but it kind of makes sense. From the first quarter onwards, the second quarter onwards, start of the second quarter onwards, it was a complete and total onslaught by the Bucks. And you got to give the Suns some credit for making it a close game there at the end, because the Bucks literally forgot how to miss a shot. What was Khris Middleton? Khris Middleton was 1 for 7 with 3 points at the end of the first quarter, and he finished 12 for 23. So that means that he went. That means that he went 11 for 16 the rest of the game. That's absolutely unbelievable. And it was tough shots, too. Tough shot after tough shot there down the end. He had an absolutely incredible game there down the stretch. Jrue Holiday. Dude. So last game, we got one of the crazier blocks you'll ever see. That sequence by Jrue, ripping the ball away from Devin Booker. I've seen a lot of Suns fans crying, man. Oh, the crying. Suns fans crying about that being a foul. That's never getting called. That's never, ever getting called at that point in the game, ever. At any point, okay? That looked like a pretty clean trip to me. Jrue Holiday just ripped that shit out of Devin Booker's hands. That pass was perfect to Giannis. Horrible foul by Chris Paul there. Terrible. Borderline dirty, too. You can't push guys midair like that. Giannis had a play earlier in the game like that, too. That's just usually a dirty play. Driving. Jrue Holiday! Jrue fucking Holiday! Lobs it up to Giannis. Oh! Oh my God! And the foul! Oh! Jrue Holiday, this is your moment. And, of course, Giannis missed the free throw, but then the rebound got tipped out to Khris Middleton. That's the thing about the Giannis free throws is I think Chris Paul said this in a post-game, or said this literally after this game in a post-game interview in a question. Sounded salty as shit, talking about how everybody knows that Giannis is going to miss the free throw, including himself. So they need to do a better job getting the rebound. Sounds very salty after a loss. But he is right, though, because Giannis misses free throws so badly that it's honestly hard to get a rebound. And you saw that at the very end there. Khris Middleton got that rebound, iced the game. Just really great performances from Jrue Holiday, Khris Middleton, and Giannis. Again, Giannis it's just so quiet, right? Because you watch the game and it didn't really feel like Giannis had the impact that it felt like he had in game 3, wherever he went the fuck off for 40 points and just completely dominated the game. Like that felt like Giannis dominated. Tonight, it just kind of felt like Giannis went out there and got a 30-point double-double. I know he actually finished with 9 rebounds, but it just kind of, Giannis is automatic 30 points, 10 rebounds. That's just what it feels like. Khris Middleton was huge down the stretch. Jrue Holiday was just gigantic. Huge game from him, man. He was incredible tonight. Pat Connaughton, honestly, was really good as well. And Bobby Portis kind of gave you what you needed to get from Bobby Portis off the bench, that energy, those threes, some big plays from him. Just really good performances up and down from this Bucks team. And they're going 7-man. They're pretty much running a 7-man rotation because Bryn Forbes has been played off the floor. Jeff Teague, God bless him. He just shouldn't be out there, okay? And you were kind of in this weird spot with Brook Lopez. So but Budenholzer's doing as well as he can, I think. I know everybody likes to shit on Budenholzer, but he's doing as well as he can. For the Suns, this is a bad loss. Going into the game, I said that this wasn't necessarily a must-win for the Bucks. Obviously, it'd be really nice. Usually, the winner of a Game 5 in a tied series goes on to win the series. But for the Bucks, I just felt like, you have Game 6 back at home and Game 7, anything can happen. So it's not necessarily a must-win for them. I thought this was a must-win for the Suns, absolutely. You do not want to go back to Milwaukee with your back against the wall in Game 7, or Game 6, I'm sorry. The Bucks have now won 3 straight games. That place is going to be electric. I just don't know if they pull it off, man. Chris Paul, you look at his stat line, 21 points, 11 assists, 1 turnover. Like, it feels like he did good. I don't think he had a good game at all. That second quarter, Devin Booker played the entire first quarter, if I'm not mistaken. The Suns were up 16. The Booker got a little bit of rest, and Chris Paul was horrid in that second quarter, and the Bucks made their gigantic comeback when Devin Booker was off the floor. That's made apparent by the fact, usually I hate plus minus, especially in a game, in just a 1-game sample size. I usually hate plus minus, but I think tonight is a pretty good indicator. Devin Booker was a plus 12 in a 4-point loss, and Chris Paul was a minus 6. That just goes to show, man. And Cam Johnson off the bench was a minus 19. So when Devin Booker sat, this team just completely collapsed. Chris Paul had some big plays there in the fourth quarter, but I do not think he played well whatsoever. And you guys are starting to see why. I've turned a little bit on Chris Paul and have really went from thinking it'd be kind of cool if the Suns won to actively rooting against them is because of the insane narratives surrounding. There was this post-game press conference question. I couldn't fucking believe Devin Booker and Chris Paul are standing up there together. And the reporter, no joke, asked Devin Booker how he feels for Chris Paul. If he feels bad for Chris Paul.
This is obviously a really tough loss. Devin, how frustrated are you for Chris right now?
Next question, please.
Why would Devin Booker feel bad for Chris Paul? Devin Booker should say, why would I feel bad for this guy? I feel bad for me. And listen, because Devin Booker went off tonight, 40 points. He hit that huge three with a minute left. That gigantic, he was running off of a screen, catch and shoot three. It was beautiful. Very reminiscent of that game winner he hit against the Mavs earlier in the season. 40 points, back-to-back 40-point games. I think I saw he's the first player in Suns history to do that. I could be wrong. But man, this series has been crazy, dude. This series has been absolutely insane. I mean, again, last game we got that great Giannis block. Tonight we got that insane sequence from Jrue and Giannis. I just have a hard time. I'm not counting out the Suns, right? Because again, if the Suns can steal a road game in Game 6, that's gonna be tough to do. If they can steal a game in Milwaukee, you come back to Game 7 in Phoenix, your home crowd, you're feeling very good about your chances. But, man, I don't like the fact that they're going to have their backs against the wall going into Milwaukee. I just really don't. The Bucks have been really, really, really good at home. Usually Middleton's an absolute killer at home and forgets how to play the sport on the road. That did not happen tonight. They typically say the series doesn't start till a road team wins. Well, here we go. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen on Tuesday night. We will be streaming the game. Obviously, I cannot wait. We could possibly have a new champion on Tuesday night. I'm hoping that the Bucks win. One, I'm rooting for them. One, I picked them before the playoffs started. I want my flowers. I picked them before the playoffs started. And two, my softball playoffs start on Thursday night, so I would hate to miss softball to watch a Game 7 because I would. But that's what we have again. Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Central Time. We'll be going live at 7:45 p.m. Central Time. Huge game, man. I'm looking right now. Milwaukee is starting as a 5-point favorite. That's a pretty big spread. So I'm excited to see this play out. I really am. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Tons of NBA content, man. Even going throughout the offseason, we stream all the time. It's a lot of fun here. Join the community, the growing community. It's a ton of fun. I will talk to you guys later. Goodbye.